Hey everyone, I just wanted to record a quick video talking about principles and diversity. I've talked a little bit about it before. I've talked about how everyone is going to be sort of like grabbing for what they find to be the most important thing. I also wanted to talk about how that is going to create conflict in your organization, whatever organization your organization is. Because you do have a certain amount of diversity, even if you're not great at diversity, you have people with different perspectives, you have people with different internal values and drives, different priorities. They are going to be leaping for the thing they value the most right now and trying to preserve it. That might feel super frustrating to you as a manager or a founder or an owner because it's going to create a lot of conflict. Different people are going to feel that different things are important, and that is going to directly influence the importance of other things that other people feel are important. What we need to do right now is focus on our conflict resolution skills, focus on our management skills. Don't skimp on the time that you spend working out these kind of like petty seeming differences, because what you're going to end up with at the end of the day, if you manage to get to the root of these things and have the kind of deep conversations necessary to determine what the values behind this drive are for your employee, what you're going to get at the end of the day is a much more authentic action. You're going to get an employee who feels seen and heard even in the middle of a very scary time that they may be experiencing a lot of other trauma during. And you are going to get a team that knows each other better and works together better at the end of the day. If you have been doing diversity work, if you have been doing culture work for the past year or 2 or 5 or however long, this is where it really comes into play. This is why we say that diversity is important. It's because when shit like this happens, everyone in your organization is hopefully going to grab for something different, something that means something to them, something that means something to their principals, to their community, and to their family. If you can get those people working together as much as possible, if you can work through that, I understand that we are all scrambling. But if you can focus on those relationships and encourage those deep talks about principles and the driving factor, you can all decide what to keep, what to stow. How to keep it, how to stow it. It's very difficult work. If it wasn't hard, everyone would be doing it. What is it? If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's the thing. So yeah, it's going to kind of suck, and it's going to take a lot of your emotional labor. What's not going to take a lot of your emotional labor is letting people go because things didn't work out, or, getting to that conflict too late when lines have already been crossed and people are already, forever mad at each other. Do this work on the front end to work through these conflicts that are coming up right now so that you don't have to do the work on the back end when things don't work out or when things get really, really tense. It may feel like you have a million things to do. Focusing on your people and making sure that they feel safe and productive is the way to efficiency for you. Do that first before other things. Make sure that the people who are making the product or doing the service or providing the clientele with what they need are taken care of, and that their needs are met and their priorities are honored. Obviously, we can't do every single thing that everyone wants, but that's where your skill as a manager comes in. That's where you have to line up these people, their skills, their priorities, their needs with the company and its priorities and needs. Work it out. You are tired. I get that. We are all tired. Shit is hitting fans all over the country. Things are really happening. You yourself are probably working through trauma and grief and everything. That's real. So take care of yourself and then take care of your people. And everything is going to work out after that, because these people that you hired or that you manage, they're smart, they're capable, they have priorities, they have principles. Rely on that. Rely on those good people that you have with you, because that's what's going to save us. And that's what's going to mitigate a lot of the losses that we're going to be feeling. There is no way to not have losses right now that I know of. Unless you're in one of the few industries that has managed to pivot into profit or has some kind of service that is extremely in high demand right now, you're going to have losses. You are. Prioritize the people to mitigate the losses elsewhere. That's going to be the most important thing, in my humble opinion. Respecting people's priorities and making sure that you have those conversations about what values are driving people's arguments or people's conflicts, that's going to be really, really important now, but also in the future. When things start picking back up and things start going back to normal, I'm kind of hoping that they never go back to totally normal. I want everyone to hopefully have grown and learned from this horrific tragedy, and hopefully we'll be better than we were before this. But when things start picking back up, that's when those people that you relied on, that's when those people whose values that you respected, that's when that's going to really come into play for you. And that's going to take off and you are going to do well because you respected people when things were falling apart and when you had the best excuse in the world to say, look, it's my way or the highway. You didn't do that. You relied on them and you used their expertise. That's going to stay with them and that's going to stay with that company, with the clients, with everyone. And you're going to get a lot more in the long term out of this, but you're also going to get a lot more right now. People who aren't utilizing managers and leaders who aren't utilizing their people during this time, they may seem like they're doing okay now because it's a dictatorship. Everyone is in lockstep with each other, but when it comes to be time to be innovative or creative, they're not going to have that. And you are. And that's going to be your advantage. All right, tell me how you're empowering your people. Tell me about values conflicts. Tell me how you feel about this day. Tell me in the comments. Bye.